let's start off. Who is John Kehoe, and who is he? And um, you have come to the right place to understand about mind power and about who he is as a person. Now, check his bio. He said, "It said an authentic." John Kehoe is an authentic, inspiring teacher and international best-selling author. Kehoe refused to rest on his past achievements and continued to reach new heights within his study of consciousness and the power of mind. John first began teaching people his mind power training in 1978, and since then he has traveled around the world sharing his message and teachings. John's enthusiasm for the human potential and his desire to push the boundaries of possibility that sets him apart. Mind Powers into the 21st century has sold over 30 million copies. This one. So I did a review on this a while back, maybe 7 or 8 months ago, on this book. So the reason why I am doing this book again because it's searchable. It's a searchable content, which nobody understands. It's a great book to start, like any other law of attraction book. It's a great place to start, but most often time, these law of attraction book doesn't provide you the skill set that you need in life. But I will hit you with this though. Um, it's great to understand that if we can, there is a where people say if you think about for 17 seconds, about you activate the law of attraction, and then good things will come to you. But I used to, because we see video content that have 17 seconds of that, but we are always creating, no matter what, whether we create 17 seconds or not. I don't think about that. I just think like, what can I do to get the attention of amazing people, right? So who am I talking about? Well, I have interviewed best-selling author, right, from Michael Lozier, best-selling author of The Law of Attraction, Pam Groth, if you don't know who that is. The only reason why most people don't know these names is because I found out that the all across the world they have a specific particular person that they study, right? And so oftentimes, I listen to people, they're struggling, they're unhappy about, they know about the law of attraction, but the only reason why is because I think that the law of attraction books put too much emphasis on energy and consciousness, and it's great to begin with that mind and set like visualizations or whatever that is, or goal setting stuff like that, but it doesn't teach you the core essence of a human being and what their psychology or perception is like, right? Now, of course, his other book talk about the brain, and most of the law of attraction book doesn't even begin to make you aware about how to effectively use the human brain, right? So oftentimes, the reason why most people, if they don't understand what I'm trying to do when I speak best-selling author or big name like Mike Murphy, or I interview Mike Murphy, or amazing author like or amazing American actor whose name is Ron Balicki, which I found out that he was a stunt for the Mighty Morphin, the Ninjas, and I don't know. They said he was coordinate. He was a coordinate trainer for the main character for Resident Evil. I forgot her name, but you probably know, right? Apocalypse, and Ron Balicki has done amazing things. Plus, his wife, I have interviewed Dana Lee Inosanto, who father is Don Inosanto. He was in the game of Death with Bruce Lee, right, with the nunchucks, and she knew her father, godfather, is Bruce Lee, and I interviewed her. What an amazing woman that she was so humble. Most of the people who I have interviewed on this channel are really humble. And so, but I noticed something, that the key missing part of the law of attraction is people forgot the work, people forgot about people, right? So today we're going to review the reality, the subconscious mind in this book, because they talk about it, right? But also the sense that we left out about the brain, about goal setting, the matrix, the illusion of society, way of thinking per se. It's all programmed into our little life when we were a kid. We believe in these things because your parents have told you, your teacher have told you, all the things that we think is true. So the reason why I bring expert and interview them, because I don't think they're gods. I think that they did amazing things, right? But at the end of the day, they are human beings and they have flaws, they have feelings, they have emotions just like yourself, right? And people oftentimes make them too impossible to reach, so that's why I bring them here. For me, I believe that I can get any author that I want if I wanted to, or even if they reject me. See, we don't deal with rejection when it comes to the law of attraction. We always want to attract, but we never actually develop the skills and the knowledge necessary to get us there. We only talk about the energy, right? That if you what you put out, it comes back to you, but we never develop any other skill. For example, we live in a day and age that we have technology at our fingertip. We can. Most people are too lazy to pull up their phone and check out what needs to be learned and to be accomplished. Most people want the law of attraction to work the easy way for them, but they will find out why they struggle to get what they want because they want to use it for things. That's why so often. That's why I'm going to create a video on the movie The Secret, and I found out that every one of you, every one of the people have fear, right? Fear will keep you from living your dreams. So I do also have fear, right? You know, but that when Ron Balicki talk about fear, when Dana Lee and Alfonso talk about fear, or any other author who talk about fear, they had fear. And too often we create this big vision and we don't take that necessary step to get there, right? Each and every day, you could have been doing something with your life, right? And oftentimes, I wish that the books, you know, that's why when you read the review on Amazon, they say it's too simple. That's because they're looking, most of the law of attraction covers about visualization, right? Or treasure map or vision board, right? They cover about goal setting. They cover about the energy, vibrations, and all these stuff. And then you go deep into it, you only cover more about energies and quantum physics. And while that may be fun, right? Fun to learn, and it gives you a sense of dopamine rush, but it doesn't give you the necessary tool to actually apply. You actually apply for a while, but then you stop. Why? Because that's why I like Brian Tracy so much. In his Create Your Future, he gives you the necessary tool to actually achieve your dream, right? But also, we live in a day and age in where we can use social media as a platform to reach whoever you want to interview or whoever you want to interact with. But most of the people never actually say that, right? They just give you snippet of law of attraction, philosophy, this, likes attract likes, but they don't really give you the full detail about things, right? And that's why oftentimes I study Brian Tracy, Bob Proctor, all these people, but also I study from other industry because too many people who study law of attraction, they only study in that industry. They don't study other subjects. It's only by you becoming constantly awareness that you open your mind and expand that there's so many people to learn from. And and Brian Tracy DVD, he says that when you start to invest in yourself, in your mind, you start to develop an appreciating assets. Everything that people buy is a depreciating asset, he says, right? It goes down. When you buy a new car or a car, it depreciates when you drive it off the lot, right? So most of the time, we don't think about books as an investment or online course or video as an investment. But when I say the name of these people, it hits you, right? You say, "Oh wow, this guy done something amazing." Not bragging, right? But it's perception, social proof, right? I'm playing with not playing with your mind, but it's playing with your perception. Perception deals a lot with your energy. It deals a lot with the world that you see. And too often, when people go into this law of attraction thing, they only see that everything is good, right? You have negative too. Most people put the negative aside, but you need contrast. You need to understand that there is good and a bad. So most of the time, we focus what we don't want, and we focus and we go toward that direction. And so let's talk about the subconscious mind. I'm going to read it. The subconscious mind will not discriminate. It will manifest failure, ill health, and misfortune just as easily as success and abundance. It works to produce in our life according to what we seed, we nurture within. The subconscious mind accepts what it impresses upon with feeling and emotion, whether these thoughts are positive or negative. It does not evaluate, like your conscious mind does not argue with you. If you want to make change in your life, you must look to the cause, and the cause is the way you're using the conscious mind. The way you're thinking and picturing your mind, you cannot think both negative and positive thoughts at the same time. One or the other must dominate. The mind is a creature of habit, and so become your responsibility to make sure that the positive emotion and thought constitutes the dominating influence of your mind. In order to change external conditions, you must first change the internal. Most people try to change their condition and circumstances by working directly with these condition and circumstances. This always proves fatal, or at least very best temporary, unless it's accomplished by a change of thoughts and belief. The awakening to this truth, the way to a better and more successful life becomes clear, crystal clear. Train your conscious mind to think thoughts of success, happiness, and health, and prosperity, and to weed out fear and worry. Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best. Make sure the thoughts you habitually think are based upon what you want to see happen in your life. Now he talked about synchronicity. Once you grab your subconscious mind bring you to whatever you need, you will begin working daily, projecting the thoughts and image of what you want. Seemingly chance and fortuitous events will begin to happen to you. Your powerful intercollaborate working with your instruction will bring you to the people, circumstance you require to fulfill your goals. 1,000 unseen hands, as Joseph Campbell described them, will come to your aid. Synchronicity appear to the uninitiated to be coincidence or luck, but it's neither. It's simply the operation of natural laws which you have set in motion with your thoughts. So you have the ability to change your thoughts. That's why I like Jim Rohn. When you change, everything will change for you. So most of the time, people, I see it as a problem to be solved because people are stuck in the reality of learning from only one person. If they learn from John Kehoe, they learn only from this person, and so they're often stuck. But one person doesn't really have all the answer for your adventure, for your dream, right? I see that the most successful people from Bob Proctor, John Kehoe, they have read a lot. They're avid reader, and most of the time when people are into the psychic or when they're in the low level of awareness, they push out learning, right? Because I tend to understand that psychic people hate reading and learning, so they're basically the same thing as math. They say they use intuition. However, that's the same thing as high school and college students. High school students stop learning, and so college never pick up a book again. While college students, they graduate, but they never learn again. And too many people are like that. They stop learning. They stop feeding their mind with good things in their. They stop doing something with their life. So let's talk about reality. You have a chapter was really cool. Keep this analogy in mind when you're using mind power technique to change your reality. For when you begin to change your thoughts, your new reality will not immediately follow. There will always be a certain time lag during which you will bring in a position of developing a new consciousness, but still stuck with your old reality. This waiting for a happen period is critical because how you react during this period, waiting period, will either quicken or hinder the new reality you're attempting to create. You may doubt things are changing. You may feel discouraged and wonder if you're wasting your time. Your mind will try to fool you by telling you that nothing will happen, that this won't work. These thoughts are natural. They happen to us all. Do not pay them any heed. Just continue with your exercise. Being patient and diligent in your effort. It helps to remember that reality is a process. A continuing happening, not something fixed and rigid. Be conscious of what you're thinking. You're creating your future experience with now thoughts. Change your reaction to any undesirable condition in your life. If you're struggling in your career, uh, if you can, then you shall have whatever you desire. You will step forward boldly into the world, and the world will give you whatever you ask for of it. So there you go. Great book. I think that all the law of attraction book are missing key component of human being aspect. We always talk about the world of as cause and effect, right? Where if you want to things to change, you must change the cause, not the effect, right? But if you don't change the cause, the effect will be the same. And so I noticed that it's when people who are into, they're in the masses world, it takes time to change their thinking, change their uh, uh, mind, because there's been indoctrinated by a lie that we are living a matrix world, that it's a dream world. So, but oftentimes these law of attraction books, like the Science of Getting Rich or the Disparity of Catherine Ponder, or the 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 Master Key System by Charles Hannah, they don't talk about your psychology. They don't talk about people. They don't talk about persuasion. They don't talk about how to get people to interact, or um, uh, you know how you can get people to talk about themselves and stuff like that, and understanding people. Right? These books doesn't teach you that. They only teach about how you're, like The Secret. They teach you only about this. The subconscious. It's redundant, right? At first, it gives you the sense of hope and meaning. It's good. People need hope and meaning in their life if they're lost in their way. But that's to get to the next level, you need to get to the next skill set. I think it's always about understanding your energy, about your brain, subconscious mind, and then to the next level. It's you have to break out of the illusion about this. So when it comes to people, of course you can feel their energy. Of course you can tell if they're bad or good or not by their energy. But that's not just good enough to do that. Whether you're introvert or extrovert, I think that social skills is important to interact human beings. So that's why I have created an online video course for this. And yes, I'm promoting it. I don't because I think that it takes tremendous effort to create so many videos, and it's for free. But I decided to create it because I decided that I value my knowledge, right? When you value something, you will put a price on it, right? Most people, I don't like when I take my time to study. right? When I take my time to study and read books, and sometimes I don't like it when people say, "Oh, I don't have time to read books," like my friend who said, "Oh, I don't have time to read books," but he expects me to teach him without paying, and that I feel like that's and he take, right? But I'm grateful for him. But the thing is, I don't like it when people don't read and they take, and they're not they're expecting for free all the time. And no, I don't want to do free all the time. It takes too much work. And I have value. I mean, of course, I've done interviews with amazing people. Now I'm gonna begin to do that. So I put videos top that deal with people that I put it in a course where it gives you understanding and breaking you free. I call it the shattered glass of the matrix because you got to understand what you're dealing with. You got to understand the awareness that people, the label that you have, people have put on you. You know, I was in special education, so I put that into understand. And then goal setting, you have to set the right goals for you. You can't set goals for of your parents, teachers, or someone else want for you. And then the how to open your brain and how to understand how to sell yourself, because I think that's an important skill set. Because when you are interacting with another human being, you're selling yourself, your ideas, who you are, and what you do. And the reason why is this. You know, I have interviewed amazing people, and I have it keep coming back to me. Like three people already have been telling me that at first at first, no, actually four. I interview a Tai Chi master, Sifu, and then I interview an amazing lady, an author, and then another author, and then another amazing lady. They all say the same thing. He said, "Oh, I thought um, it wasn't that bad," and all three ladies said that I make them feel comfortable, and it's the skill set. You know, I can make a person, either in a cashier or anybody who's working in a giant store. I can make them talk about themselves, and I can pick and I can choose which one the what I want to hear and make them make their day, right? Anyway, you can get the course in the description below. And look, it's about investing in yourself. Most people who are into the law of attraction, they don't even know what I know. I'm not talking about all the other people who are done. I'm talking about for people who are just starting, right? I think that if you can cut the learning curve, then you'll be on your way. And listen, for me, I have learned a lot, and I distill this into a program for you that is easy to learn and digest. You can just watch it and write down notes, whatever you want to do. You know. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.